Hello gamers, and welcome back to another episode of Solo Spelunking. It has been quite a while since I uploaded my last video because I was kind of busy. But now I am back at the gaming table and I will continue my Tiny D6 adventure. Keep on the Shadowfell, which I play using the Tiny D6 rule set. But before I start, I want to self-promote myself a little and want to showcase my newest product that I just released, I think 2 days ago on DriveThruRPG. And this is called STAR KNAVE. And it is a rules supplement to play space opera adventures using Knave 2nd edition. And for those of you not interested in this showcase, I will put a timestamp in the video description when the actual gameplay starts. But for those of you interested, I will give you a short overview. And as always, if you want to support the channel, please do subscribe to the channel, like the video for the algorithm, as I've heard. And of course, you can always support the channel by picking up my wonderful products on DriveThruRPG. I will link my publisher page in the description as well. And there you support the channel, but you also get some nice things in return. So STAR KNAVE is a supplement or hack for Knave 2nd edition, which I picked up also from DriveThruRPG a couple of days or even weeks ago. And those of you who have been with me since my humble beginnings on YouTube will remember that my first Star Wars session that I played on this channel was also using Knave, but back then it was the first edition of Knave, and I didn't really put much thought into a conversion, or at least I didn't really write stuff down to convert Knave. It was just of like on the fly, a reskin on the fly using the Knave mechanics, which I also really like, together with Shadow Dark. So they're two of my favorite systems because they're D20 systems that I like and they're simple. So actually it would have been or it was only a matter of time after I've read Knave 2nd edition until I got to work and put out this conversion. So it shares a lot of similarities, obviously, with Star Dark, because why reinvent the wheel? But it also has some things that make it unique. And of course, you have to accommodate for the Knave specifics, and this time Knave 2nd edition specifics of the slot system that also doubles as a wound system as well. So this is STAR KNAVE, and yeah, of course here you have the license. Let's take a quick look at the table of contents. So first I go into ability scores, and there I only list what is different from the fantasy version, or what additional functions some ability scores have. Then something about character creation, careers, the power, which, you know, of course, is the force, but, you know, copyright. I don't even know, can you copyright a term like force? I mean, I don't know if the force actually is trademarked. I know it's female, but if it's also trademarked, I don't know. So, but to be on the safe side, I use the power. Then we have the power using traditions, the Star Knights and the Dark Knights. A section about weapons, armor, and gear, starships, starship combat rules, which are pretty similar to Stardark, obviously. Distance and chases, hyperspace travel rules, which incorporate the travel hazard die result table. The travel hazard die is a Knave 2nd edition. And unique to this supplement, my point crawl star chart travel system. And if I'm not mistaken, I already used this also in my very first Knave playthrough on this channel, but the memory is pretty murky because it's been so long. But because I used this a lot in my private games, so I put it in here now. So and then sort of like I combined this with Adversaries of the Galaxy and put a little section of non-player characters in here, and then it goes on XP, downtime, and so on. So just a quick overview. So abilities, what is different? Well, Constitution now not only is used for item slots and double functions as wounds, as in 2nd edition, it's also used to use the power, and this was inspired by Cairn, and I said this also here in this attribution statement, that this exhaustion mechanic is inspired by Cairn. So whenever you successfully use the Force, you need to fill an inventory slot with exhaustion. In Cairn it is fatigue when you cast. So, and the thing is, a slot that is filled with exhaustion is skipped when you need to assign wounds, and also wounded slots can not only also can't be exhausted. So you gotta use the Force, but you can't use it lightly, because it takes away your slots, which then again means that you are more vulnerable to injuries once your hit points run out, and you got to be real careful, because if all your slots are filled with either wounds or exhaustion, you die. However, exhaustion recovers pretty quick, so one successful rest, 1 night of rest restores all hit points and clears all exhaustion, but heals only 1 wounded slot. So this is basically how the Force works, and to be able to wield the Force, you need at least a score of 1 in Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma, the 3 Force wielding abilities. But this is not a problem, because here in character creation, I go into some detail and say that space opera heroes are more capable than fantasy counterparts. So instead of the 3 points you get in Knave, you can distribute 6 points between your ability scores, but you can't assign more than 4 points to one score. And if you want to use the random method described in Knave 2E, you roll 6d6 instead of 3d6. And you need at least 1 in Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma to be able to wield the power. And then you have to decide if you want to have this talent, if you want to be attuned to the power, if you want to be able to wield it. So, but because of this customization with 6 points, if you don't use the random method, you could just assign 1 point to all of these 3 abilities, and then you would be able to use the Force. Then you could combine it and roll randomly for the remaining 3 using the 3d6 method or whatever. So this is how character creation works, and you start with full 6 hit points instead of rolling at first level. And if you want to, or if you choose to be able to use the power, then you can also decide if you want to be a Star Knight, which is a Jedi obviously. But you have to make this decision if you want to use the power and if you want to be a Star Knight when creating your character. At least by my rules as written, it can't happen later on. But of course you are free to do whatever you want. But this is what I put down here or wrote down, because I want Force users to be very rare. Because I'm thinking always classic era, and they're all but extinct. But you don't have to be a Star Knight. You can also be a normal Force user without being a Star Knight. So then, so here I explain how the power works, and then I go into the traditions. And here we have the Star Knights, which are the Jedi. And if you want to be a Star Knight, the benefit is that you start with a beam sword, a lightsaber. And this is the only way, at least by these rules as written, to get a lightsaber. And but obviously the disadvantage or the drawback is that you have to live by the Codex, you have to follow the Jedi hierarchy, and you have to do assigned missions, and you're hunted, of course, by the Dark Knights. And then we have a sort a short section regarding the Star Knights. Then it goes into weapons, armor, and gear. And here there's also something unique, not unique, but a little different from Standard Knave 2nd edition. You can either create your armor if you want a more like this piecemeal, more cloth-like look of your character. You can buy armor pieces, but as you can see, we have in this list, we have 5 armor pieces that can all be worn together. But using these armor pieces, you can't get an AC of 18, which is the highest possible AC in Knave, so AC is kept. If you want to get an AC of 18, you got to buy heavy armor. So this is like the piecemeal armor stuff. And then we have armor suits, and armor suits come in light, medium, and heavy, and they provide armor points and take up an equal amount of inventory slots. And they can be combined with a wrist shield, but only with the wrist shield, not with other armor pieces. And if you want to get an AC of 18, you've got to buy heavy armor and get a wrist shield. And this is, of course, by rules as written. Of course, if you prefer this more cloth-like look to your character and still want to get an AC of 18, you've got to talk to your GM to make up some more armor points, armor pieces, or improve the ones that are there. And I go into this and into my thought process in these designer notes, where I go into the thought process why this armor system is how it is in Star Knave. Alright, then we have some normal gear, starships. So these rules are basically a straight copy-paste, but a slight rewrite of the Stardark rules. So those of you familiar, yeah, you know that. Then we have the sample starships, also familiar. Starship combat, which should be familiar. And the distance and chase rules are somewhat different. So we have the normal cinematic abstract distance rules, but if you want to run chase scenes without the structured gameplay of combat rounds, I introduced the system that I use in my games as well, this skill challenge type system, where you have to get 3 successes before getting 3 failures, either to get away or to catch up with your quarry. And the difficulty of the check you need to do, the pilot check, is 16, but modified by the speed difference. So if your ship is faster, you get a bonus to the check. If your ship is slower, you get a penalty to the check, equal to the difference in speed. And I'll give you a couple of examples, 3 of this system. Then we have hyperspace travel. And then we get the travel hazard die result table, which are basically like random events during deep space travel. And then we have the point crawl star chart travel system. And this is pretty neat because it allows you to add a sense of scale and route planning without needing a map for every sector. So basically how it works, and there are examples in here, is you have this abstract point crawl map, which features hyperspace lanes and also some hazards like ironstorms, pirates, patrols. You can basically create this map as you see fit. This is just an example, but you can use this as well. I give you some suggestions how to create a map like this. And if you, like, for example, you're on planet A and you get an assignment to travel to planet B to smuggle something, and you want to know how long it takes and if there's any hazards on the route, you roll 1d12 for your starting point and 1d12 for your destination. So let's say you need to get from 3 to 7. So, and then you go from 3 to 7, and then you can choose which of these routes you take. You add the travel times, multiply this by your hyperspace rating, Then you have the actual travel time needed to determine the encounters. And you can see, like, for example, let's say you got to go from 3 to 6. You would see that if you take the shortest route, you would go through an area of iron storms, but you could also choose to either go like the route over 5 to 6, which is longer, meaning more random encounters, maybe, but no iron storms. And you can adjust the system if you like want to restrict this vicinity. If you want to offer missions that are close by, instead of 2d12, you could just roll like a d4, d6, d8 for starting and end point to basically focus on small parts of the map. And it works like this. So I give you an example using the chart, giving you some examples. And if you have like one planet as a starting point, but you have different missions, for every mission you also roll the starting location. So it's not fixed, because it says here, note that even though the missions, this is the example, have the same starting planet, the position of the planet is not fixed but re-rolled for every mission, because the point crawl chart does not represent actual static position in relation to a fixed reference point, like the center of the galaxy, for example, but an abstract position of infinite star systems relative to each other. It'll become clear if you look at the examples, but I think it's a pretty neat system. All right, then we have this non-player character gallery, which takes inspiration from my Adversaries of the Galaxy supplement, included basically in here, but adjusted for Knave, obviously. So we have the Shock Troopers, the Dark Knight, the Bounty Hunter, the Scoundrel, the Thug, the Gunslinger, the Operative, the Die Fighter Pilot, Die stands for Dual Ion Engine Pilot, and we have the catch-all corporate security, local police. Then we have the section on XP, on downtime, so you can carouse, you can gamble, you can learn a career as described in Knave but adapted to space opera. And then I give you some suggestions for additional supplements. So of course the solo RPG framework and toolbox works great with this, even if you don't play solo, because of the generators in there. And Spaceships of the Galaxy is also almost 100% compatible. You just have to raise the AC by 1, because Knave AC base is 11 and not 10, and that's basically all the conversion you have to do. And this is my new supplement, Star Knave, for Knave 2nd edition. It is 70 pages of space opera goodness, and it's a steal at $3.99, so I will always or try to stay below $4, but I think $3.99 is not too much to ask for 70 pages. And yeah, so if you want to support the channel and my work, please pick this up. And this is it, and now we will be starting our game. All right, so short switch to fantasy now, mindset. So we are back in the Nantio Vale. We are playing Keep on the Shadowfell. And these are our heroes, Nathan Wayne, Harper Agent, and 2 members of the Winterhaven militia. We have, where is my Marissa, that is the militia scout and outdoors woman, that is her, Marissa, and Yamil, the militia captain. And this is me, Nathan Wayne, my character. And last time it didn't go too well for us, because we tracked a group of cultists of Orcus, and we determined that they are cultists of Orcus, to the keep on the Shadowfell. And we entered, and in the first room of the dungeon, or the first area of the dungeon, we encountered the first guards in the Goblin Guard room. And this battle didn't go too well. So Yamil, the captain of the militia guard, he is badly wounded, so he was unconscious. We had to stabilize him. I am wounded as well, so I am down to 3 hit points. Yes, 3 hit points. And Marissa, she was wounded too, but I didn't find her character sheet, but that's all right because we already left, so we retreated. So this is where we pick up our game. And the goblins, they also suffered some casualties, so they are not in pursuit. And yeah, and this is where we will continue. So let me get this overland map here real quick. Because the keep is not very far from Winterhaven, but the thing is that Yamil, he is unconscious, he's seriously wounded, we had to stabilize him, and where is it? God damn it. Ah, come on. Oh yeah, here. So this is the map I was looking for. So this is the keep right here, and Winterhaven is here, and you can see the scale. So this is just 2 miles. So this is just yeah, an easy walk. But we can't walk to Winterhaven yet because Yamil, he is in no condition to travel, and we can't really carry him because we're also not in good condition, because I'm at 3 hit points, so even though hit points regenerate real quick, I'm still injured, I'm exhausted, so we suffered some wounds, so we need to find shelter and a safe place to rest. So we will head south into the woods. We will not travel along the road because we don't want to get ambushed again, maybe. So we will head south, yeah, just for like, I don't know, a couple of 100 meters. And then we're looking for a secluded and hidden spot to make camp. And thankfully, I'm a survivalist. So I'm an outdoors person, but also Marissa, she's also a scout, so we both get advantage. So we both, I'm green, Marissa is yellow, and we both look for a safe and secluded campsite. So we both succeed because we both have a 6. So we managed to find a safe and secluded campsite, and we make camp, and we tend to the wounds of Yamil. And do I have any rations? I don't know. All right, so I didn't put down that I got any rations. So what we will do, however, we got outdoors persons here. I will prepare the camp and camouflage it somewhat and tend to Yamil's wounds, while Marissa, she's heading out trying to find some food and water with another survivalist check. Yes, she succeeds. 2 5s. All right, so after a short while, she comes back, and she caught, or she hunted 2 rabbits, and also comes back with a refilled water skin. So we make camp. So because we have a secure camp, I will roll for a random encounter, but only with a 1 in 6 chance. So we make camp, actually. So we stay for the night, because after a successful 1 night rest in Tiny D6, you are healed. So this is pretty quick cinematic healing, but we still need to get back to report and regroup. So please, not a 1. Whew, lucky. All right. So no random encounter. So it's the next morning. We made a campfire, of course, and roasted the rabbits. Marissa prepared and skinned them. And the next day we continue to Winterhaven, which is like just a short walk. So, you know what? Because I think it's uncinematic, so we are not completely healed. So I recovered 3 hit points, so I'm at 6 from 9, because I gave myself a little heroic upgrade, because actually I was planning on doing this alone. Now I got 2 companions, but that's all right. And Yamil, he is back to 3 hit points from his 6. And I think Marissa, she was not too heavily wounded, so she's at 6 HP. But Yamil is only at 3 HP. I'm at 6 HP as we continue to Winterhaven. But this is actually interesting because something happens now as we return to Winterhaven. Interlude 1 arriving. No. Alright, Shadow of the Keep. Just 1 second here. Interlude 3. This is it, the Dead Walk. This is what I was looking at. So, the first time the PCs returned to Winterhaven after exploring a portion of Shadowfell Keep, but before they have faced and defeated Caloril, and this is what we did, they discover that the priest, through the efforts of his spy Ninaran, and we learned from listening to the cultists that probably Ninaran is a spy, we learned this last session, has prepared an unpleasant challenge for them. Use the graveyard poster, alright, when running this encounter. So when the PCs approach the village gates, read: Winterhaven's gates are closed. Several figures stand with weapons drawn on the parapet above. One of the figures, Lord Pedrake, waves as you approach. He calls out, "Ah, good, you're back. We're in peril. Several villagers have disappeared, and the dead in the cemetery have risen. We fear these creatures will emerge to assail the gates and drag us all away. Please, can you deal with this menace?" All right. So I do the talking. Well, we have disturbing news to report, and we are wounded. We can try to deal with the threat at the graveyard, but we need to come in and rest first. We need healing. We need rest. We need supplies. Yamil was badly wounded, and we need a moment. We can't go right away. I'm not fully healed yet. Please let us in and we can talk. We can report what we have learned, and you can tell us about what happened with the graveyard. All right, open the gate. So they only opened it a little bit. So here it says he orders the gates opened long enough for the characters to get safely within the walls. And yeah, this is what we're doing. So let's go to Rafton's, where we can talk. And then we go to Rafton's, and while we are heading to Rafton's, I look around if I see Ninaran someplace, and I don't. He's not there. And then we sit down and we explain to Lord Pedrake what we have learned about the cultists, about that there's activity at the keep on the Shadowfell, or in the keep, and that we have reason to believe that Ninaran is a spy in league with the cultists. And Lord Pedrake goes, well, now that you mention it, actually I haven't seen Ninaran in quite a while. Where is she? I don't know. But this is disturbing news with this death cult. Yeah, and we don't know what we are up against. The first battle we had to fight was pretty tough. So my plea would be for you to try to raise some more from your militia. Maybe now, when they know that there's a threat in the keep, which might grow more serious and threaten the village, maybe they're more eager or willing to help. Yeah, maybe. I will see what I can do. I think it would also help if you deal with the dead in the cemetery. It would boost morale and maybe motivate the people of the militia to join you on your quest. Yeah. Okay, but like I said, we need healing. Do you have any? Where is Veltrun? Maybe he's got any more healing potions left that he's willing to part with? I got some gold. I will of course pay for them. Oh, no need. I will pay for them. If you protect us from the dead and take care of this threat, it is the least I can do. I will send for him immediately. Alright, so let's shorten this. He sends for him, we get potions, we are fully healed. So I'm at 9 hit points and everybody else is at 6. As we then, he tells us that suddenly one of the villagers, while he was tending to the grave of a family member, heard some strange noise, and out of the earth some skeletons and undead appeared and crawled out of the earth and are now wandering the graveyard. So we head over there. Alright, so there's the entrance gate to the graveyard, and there's a metal fence around it. Because of my dice tray, it's got to be a little bit smaller. So this is the graveyard area. Let me check. Yes, you can see it all. And there's like a mausoleum here with, there's a door. And then we have a crypt here. And here we have some coffins. And here we got tombstones. So these are tombstones, basically in rows. So this is a little bit improvised. Alright, so this is it, and we approach the graveyard, and we can already see movement because there are a couple of undead moving around, skeletons with some still with half-rotten flesh on them, and rags as clothes, and yeah. So I don't want to lose too much time because I didn't prepare in advance. I'm sorry. So I will just use my generic pawns out of my bag. And so these are all skeletons that are, or that crawled out of their graves. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you go like, what? 12? But they only have 1 hit point. But still, like, action economy, so we gotta be careful. Maybe it's 10 is enough. Because, yeah, 3, 5, 3, 5. So 10, but only 1 hit point each. And so as they see us, they start to slowly move towards us. And I'm looking for something else here. Okay. Just 1 second here. And what we don't know yet is that Ninaran, this is Ninaran, is also here waiting for us. Alright, so this is it. So we enter the graveyard, and you know what, actually, I mean, they're stupid. It would be pretty simple if we can just like bottleneck them here. So yeah, so let's see if we can all go. I'm vigilant, so I got initiative advantage on initiative chances. So red is Ninara, not Ninaran, Ymil, the militia. Yellow is Marissa, and this is me. And let's see who goes first or before the enemies and who goes after the enemies. So I go after, we all go after. None of us has a success. So we prepare and all of the enemies go before us. So, and they move 5 squares with 1 action. So they go, they're not intelligent, so they just move towards us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First action, and I'm ruling the skeleton can't attack diagonally across this fence, so it's got to move up to here. Those are those 2 actions. This guy goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So approaches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they basically, they gang up. I don't. So they all gang up here in a pile, just like in when The Walking Dead, and nobody. This round we are lucky nobody could attack, but we will not be so lucky next round. But Ninarin, she stands behind this door. She can shoot around the corner, and this fence is also only like a little bit over waist high. So and those, they do not block an arrow, but they of course provide some cover. So she attacks with a bow, but because of the cover and she attacks with disadvantage. So only 1d6, and she attacks Ymil. And she hits again. So Ymil, damn, I should have. Oh no, because it's only my turn after she acted. Then I can take the evade action then. Okay, but this I can't because I lost initiative. So Yamil is already wounded again and down to 5 hit points. And now it is our turn. Alright, so me, I will start and I will take 2 actions. Of course, everybody has 2 actions. I am proficient with light melee weapons, have mastered my longsword, and I'm a shield bearer, which means if I take the evade action, I can test 2d6 instead of 1d6 to avoid the damage. So that would actually be a smart thing to do instead of attacking twice. So, but first attack. So I'm slashing at the skeleton in front of me. And I hit. 1 point of damage, dead, because only 1 hit point. And now again, I gotta see if I want to attack again or evade. But I think I'd rather... do I want to attack again? Or maybe do I want to move to... I think... Yeah, I stay where I'm at and take the evade action. So I am evading. Okay. So Yamil. He is already, or he is hit. So he will also take the evade action. Oh, and he can attack this guy because this is a double door. So he's got a heavy weapon and he is proficient with it. No, he has also mastered it because he's the captain of the militia. I don't know last time if he mastered it or not, but now he has. He can attack only once because heavy weapon, but he would deal 2 damage. But he can still only take out 1 skeleton and he will evade. And of course, 1, 2, 3, he again misses. So he's still weakened and in pain, so he misses, but he takes the evade action as well as a second action. And now, Marissa, she has seen that Ninarin is back there, so they want to engage in some sort of archer duel. So she moves over to here to get a better field of view or line of sight, but also because all of this distraction, she has to attack with disadvantage, but still. Maybe? Yes, a 6. So, Ninaran also has 6 HP, so now only 5. Pew, pew. So they exchange arrows. First round of combat is gone, over. Second round of combat, initiative. And again, none of us goes before. So Yamil, he evaded. I have evaded. And so. All right, so the skeletons. The skeletons. So this guy moves up, first action, and attacks Nathan. And misses. So that was the skeleton. So, and this skeleton here, double door, attacks Yamil. Oh, it's a 6 again, but he evaded, so he can roll test 1d6. 5 or 6, he takes no damage. Evasion, no. Yamil again down to 4. That was this guy. Now let's see. Everyone else actually can't attack, but Ninaran, and she continues to shoot at Yamil because she sees that he is already taking a hit and that he is swarmed, so she wants to take him out, but again, disadvantage because of this confusing situation. No, she misses. Alright, this guy moves up, and all the other skeletons can't do anything because they piled up here, so we've created a choke point. Now it's our turn. I'll start this time with Marissa. She's trying again to shoot at Ninaran. No, 4. Sadly not. Damn, I'm an idiot. I could have used as my first action. Do you know what I'm doing this? First action, I'm taking the focus action. And second action, I shoot, and focus means it's successful on a 4, 5, or 6, the next attack. So I rolled a 4 because I gotta get myself more familiar with the system. So please excuse this little retconning, but that would be better to focus first instead of then. But I could have also shoot. No, I don't know. Never mind. Maybe I could have made 2 attacks. I don't know what but I think I said I can even with a bow shoot twice. But now I focused and I shot and I dealt 1 damage, and that's good. All right, so Yamil again attacking and then evading. But first attacking. So he's not going to focus because he rolls 3d6. Doesn't need to focus, but let's see. He also is not very lucky. Yes, 1, 1, 6. Lucky, so he smashes 1 skeleton, and with his second action he evades. Now Nathan, I'm attacking the skeleton right in front of me. Yes, smashing it as well, only 1 hit point, and second action also evading as a shield bearer. So that's it for us. Initiative. Oh, I go before, everybody else goes after. So I've gained some momentum. I go before, everybody else goes after. So actually from where I'm standing, I can't attack. So even though I take 1 step. I take 1 step into the fray as my first action, and as my second action I'm going to slash at this skeleton here. That was probably pretty stupid, but never mind. 3, 4, 4. Damn it. Alright, now all the enemies and then the rest of the heroes. Starting with Ninaran, shooting again at Yamil with disadvantage. And Yamil evaded, but first she needs to hit. 4, no, you know what? She focuses as well, so that would have been a hit. Focus first action, second action shot would be a hit. Now Yamil has to evade. And he doesn't, so he's at 3 hit points because it would be stupid, they can focus too. Alright, so that was her, and now all the skeletons. Alright, so 4 skeletons can attack me, and so actually 5, but this skeleton moves 1 and attacks Yamil, and the other skeletons, they will attack me, but this skeleton attacks Yamil. I'm rolling his evade die. and it moved. So yes, it hits and no evade. So Yamil is again down to 2 hit points. Needs to retreat pretty soon. So that was this skeleton, and now 1, 2, 3, 4 skeletons attack me. And I didn't evade because I took a step in. All right, first skeleton. But I'm at 9 hit points, so first skeleton, miss. Second skeleton from the ones that can attack me with claws. Hit. Can't evade, so I'm at 8 hit points. Was the second skeleton. Third skeleton. Hit. I'm at 7. And fourth and last skeleton. Hit. I'm at 6 hit points. Alright, so now the remaining heroes. Yamil. Hitting or attacking and evading. Come on. Yes. Smashing one skeleton. And finally, Marissa, again, shooting with disadvantage at Ninaran. She didn't evade, she focused, so... And she focuses as well. First action, focus. Second action, she shoots. And she misses. Pew! The arrow hits the door. Initiative. All right, so Yamil goes before, I go before, and Marissa after. So this is good. So I go before and Yamil. So I'm first doing just attacking the skeleton to my left. And yes, I hit. I smash it. And now the question remains, do I take the evade action or go I for another attack? No, I go for the evade action because of my shield bearer trait. So now Yamil, he needs to move, but he also is at 2 hit points. He doesn't have a ranged weapon. He goes... He takes the evade action and he takes the focus action. And the focus action stays in effect until he made the attack. So it carries over to the next round. So Yamil, he's holding his ground using a focus action. So he grips the handle of his sword and gets ready, grits his teeth and focuses. But he's not advancing. All right, the enemies. Ninaran focuses and shoots again at Yamil. Focus and shoot, and he took the evade action. So I'm rolling his evade with the attack. No hit, and he would not have evaded. So phew, the arrow goes wide. So that was Ninaran. Focus and shoot. And then the skeletons. All right, this skeleton moves up and this skeleton moves like this and this skeleton moves like this. So they moved. But this skeleton and this skeleton, they can both attack twice, 2 actions, but I evaded. So first skeleton, first attack. It's a hit and I fail my evade. First skeleton, second attack. Nope. That was the first skeleton. Second skeleton, first attack. Nope. Second skeleton, second attack. Nope. And I think the second attack. Oh, it's a hit. Alright, so I think I got this one, this one, this one now. And they moved and they can attack once, but this skeleton will attack Yamil with one attack. Yamil evaded. You can test 1d6. No lucky. Skeleton misses, or Yamil parries the blow, and no other skeleton can do anything. And now Marissa, she goes. And she again focuses and shoots at Ninaran. Focuses and shoots. Yeah, she. Yes! So Ninaran takes a hit. Because she focused and shot as well, she didn't evade. Alright, so Yamil 2 hit points. Ninaran 3 hit points. Nathan 4 hit points. But Marissa still not wounded. And we go initiative. Ooh, we all go before. Before. So all three of us, we can go before. All right, now let's clear this field here. Yamil, he will go first, and he will attack, and then I will decide what to do with his second action. Let's see if he hits. No, he doesn't. All right, second action. Oh, come on. Evade or attack again? Attack again. Oh, come on, attack again. Yes, so he smashes one skeleton into a pile of bones. So he didn't evade. He just attacked twice. So, Marissa, she focuses and shoots. It's a miss. All right, and Nathan, first attack, longsword against the skeleton to my left. Oh, come on. 1, 3, and 4. Now again, evade or... damn it. No, I'm going to evade. That's better. Shield bearer, because yeah. All right, now all the enemies. Ninaran, focus and shoot at Yamil, who evaded with a sec. No, I don't know. Did he evade or did he hit? I don't know. Yeah, he evaded. I think he hit with the first strike. So he evaded. Oh, she would hit. Let's see if he can evade. Yes! So at the last moment he dodges and the arrow whirls past him. And now the skeletons. Ooh. They all attack Nathan, who evaded. So I will always roll his evade. First skeleton, first attack with his bony claws. No. First skeleton, second attack. Yes, and sadly I didn't evade. Okay, second skeleton, first second skeleton here, first attack. Second skeleton, first attack. Ah, yes, I evaded. Second skeleton, second attack. And I evaded. Whew. So thankfully I evaded, and thanks to my shield bearer trait, I can use 2d6. So I'm smashing them, keeping them at bay with my shield. Third skeleton, first attack. Damn, didn't evade. Ugh. Third skeleton, first attack. Third skeleton, second attack. Now it's getting hairy here. I'm down to 1 hit point. Fourth skeleton, first attack. Yes, I evade. Whew. Oh, now we need to retreat. So, fourth skeleton, second attack. Damn. So I go down. So I didn't see this one coming. So I need to... I think I got 2 chances to stabilize. That was the enemies, but I think we are done. Initiative now. We went before, so initiative. So I'm rolling as well because on my turn I get to try to stabilize, and I'm yeah, but because now I'm unconscious, I'm only rolling 2 dice. I can't be vigilant while I'm at 0 hit points. At least not in my book. Come on. Alright, so I go after, we all go after, oh, this is bad. Alright, so every enemy goes before us. Whew. Alright, so now every enemy goes, now we need to get our shit together here. So, I'm down, so they ignore me for now. So, this skeleton moves up, so this... and attacks. But I think I'm still in evade mode from last round. I really need these little evade markers. I can't keep remembering. But I think because I only attacked once, so and it is in effect until the start of my next turn. So I'm in evade mode and I'm at 2 hit points, and he moved, the skeleton, or it moved, so I only 1 attack. Damn it, it hits and I don't evade. Alright, so this skeleton, but I still occupy the spot, so they can't, actually I'm lucky they can't attack, but Ninaran can. She focuses and shoots, so evade and shoot, still disadvantage, still because we're in melee with an ally. No, look at this 6-1. Emil goes down. Emil goes down. Now I just realized something that I forgot. But remember I said that Nathan Wayne, as a solo hero, he's got 9 hit points. But I also said that he had 3 actions instead of 2, which I completely forgot. And which maybe would have completely turned the tide. But it's not over yet. Yeah, so, but that was her. So, and now it is our turn. So, and Marissa, she is still not wounded. She's got 6 hit points left, 2 actions. So now what she's doing, first action, shooting at the skeleton with her bow, and because my allies are on the ground and she's close now, she doesn't have, she gets her advantage for mastering her bow. She tries to clear the field now. Yes. And second action, she can shoot twice. Trying to shoot the skeleton. Yes. So she knocks arrows and and knocks off the bony skulls. All right. And now we get to, we have to make a test to try to stabilize ourselves. That's me. Yes, I stabilize, which means I think, I'm not going to look at that now, but I think I will not die, but I'm still unconscious, but I'm stable. And now, Yamil, and I think you have 2 chances to try to stabilize yourself. And I think the second time you roll with disadvantage, I don't know, but he also stabilizes. So we stabilize, so we are not in immediate danger of dying, but still, yeah, it's still pretty bad. All right, initiative. I'm only going to roll for Marissa now. Yes, she goes before. So now this is interesting. Now she goes before and she first action shoots at the skeleton. Maybe we can turn the tide. Yes. And the other skeleton. Yes. 2 actions. But now it is Ninaren, and she also now gets her mastery because the field is clear, and she shoots first a miss. Yes, 1, 2, 3, and second attack, second action. Yes, 1, 3, 4, also a miss. Lucky. So she shoots twice. Okay, so, I mean, she's at 6, she's at 3. This is a duel now. I got pretty good odds. Thing is, she might try to flee. But let's roll initiative first. Marissa goes before. So Marissa takes or seizes the initiative and shoots. First action. Miss. Second action. Hit. Ninaren at 2. Alright, now Ninaren, her turn, she flees. She takes a double move, jumps over the fence, and heads off into the woods. I mean, again, we are weakened, and she wants to live to fight another day. And I was lucky that these guys stabilized. So she escapes, and we are stable. So Marissa, she tends to our wounds, and then she yells towards Winterhaven, "The graveyard is clear, but we need assistance. We got wounded." "Yes, we're coming." And then the gates open and a couple of militia rush towards us to help us recover and get us into the village. And this is where we will leave it for today. And yeah, so the next video will be up on the weekend, then again switching back to Stardark, and yeah, and see how this goes. We're pretty far there, but I think I might, once I completed this adventure and the Stardark story, I think I'm going back to only 1 game at a time and rather try 2 videos a week with 1 game, instead of switching back and forth all the time. Because first, you always have to change mindsets, and second, I always have to clear the table, get the other stuff out, and rearrange. So I think in the future, but I will continue this alternating scheme until I got both story arcs finished. And then I think, this is what I'm thinking right now, it might change, that I will be going back to one game at a time, but maybe at a quicker pace. We will see. All right, but this is all for next time. For now, I hope you enjoyed the session, even though it was still combat heavy again. And yeah, I hope also that you check out my STAR KNAVE product. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet and you like what you see here, please do subscribe. And other than that, as always, stay safe and stay healthy. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.